So a lot of y'all call yourself, oh, I'm a god. I'm waking up everybody. We escaping, and then you exposing other niggas. You call yourself exposing other niggas who's doing the same thing you're doing. You're an Agent Smith, my nigga. You don't even know you're an NPC. You don't even know it, because if you truly living through your purpose, you won't have to talk about nobody. Especially people who just trying to wake people up. Think about it. They doing the same thing you doing, but you're mentioning and hating on them. Who are you? Sometimes you're going to get put in position. Girl, boy, whoever watching this, you probably a singer, you probably a model. You don't want to put yourself in position to where you all in Hollywood and being bothered, because you know most of them motherfuckers go through all type of sexual rituals and shit. But God gonna put you in position to where you still gonna probably get millions of followers on Instagram, put yourself in position to where you can create your own thing now. Sometimes you have to get bigger to wake more people up. Sometimes you have to get bigger to serve your purpose.
And all human beings ain't a part of that. I told you, you got your hierarchy human beings, and they don't even fuck with the middle class and the poor whites. They just use them as the motherfucking pawn piece because they know we rising and they hoping we'll crash out against them and use all our energy on the poor whites and the middle class whites, and then we ain't got no energy left for the motherfuckers that's running shit. That's what they want. That's what the race war is about. You can't fall for the race war because you're just attacking random white people and you ain't getting shit accomplished. We go get shit accomplished, nigga. We attack the right motherfuckers so that we can bring change, nigga. We attacking the lawmakers who making these laws. Who set up the CIA? Who set up the FBI? Fuck the niggas working in the FBI and the CIA, they pawns. Who cut y'all checks? That's what we want. Who started the medical field? Who idea was it to poison the people to keep them coming back to hospitals over and over again their whole motherfucking life? That's who we want. I'm taking y'all back to a time when the dragons, right? When the dragons graced the skies in their full dragon format. I keep telling y'all, all your eagles, all your falcons, your eagles, your hawks, your real birds of flight, your majestic birds, all those used to be dragons, air dragons. So all we had air dragons, you had land dragons here, and you had water dragons here. You didn't have all this fish, that fish, lion, hippopotamus, this. You didn't have none of that. It wasn't no gorillas and monkeys. Gorillas and monkeys came from when Zeus was first trying to create the human being species. He started with the monkey. He wasn't satisfied. He went back in the lab. He ended up with the chimpanzee. He went back in the lab. He ended up with the orangutan. He went back in the lab. He ended up with the gorilla. All right, that's how they got here. And then he went back in the lab, and then he got to his first version of Neanderthal. And then they came here. You know what I'm saying? And then, we was reverse engineering all that, you know what I'm saying, and trying to help them stand upright and stuff like that. But of course, like, a war broke out with the Neanderthals, you know what I'm saying, because they were so vicious. So, you know what I'm saying, but some of their offspring, form was the genetics that was used to form what's now known as Homo sapiens. You know what I'm saying? Homo sapiens and shit like that. So yeah.
If you building your personal brand on social media, I want you to understand that you simply being consistent will put you ahead of 99% of the people. Like, we could get into you being good and getting better over time and what you're talking about. We could put all that stuff later down the line. But you just simply showing up more than everybody else will allow you to crush everybody. When I was in the music marketing space, I was posting 5 videos every single day on YouTube a couple years ago, back before it was like crazy popular to post a whole bunch of shorts every single day. And that put me ahead of everybody. I was able to crush anybody. People could have started off making content that day and they could have started grinding and doing a lot. But I was already so far ahead, and I was putting myself so much further ahead every single day because I was just showing up more than everybody else. So just start being consistent. That'll put you ahead of 99% of the people. Don't overthink the skill. Don't overthink what you're talking about. Focus on being consistent. Never forget, the work that you put in is never wasted. It's just stored.
But they're not just Indians, nor are we African Americans. We were here before a continent named Africa was named. We were certainly here before America's Vespucius, and this part of the world was named after him. So we don't diminish ourselves by naming ourselves after Johnny-come-latelys. We are the aboriginal people of our planet, and before there was a planet, we were here with God in the beginning. Black woman, you are not the second self of man alone, you are the second self of God. And as the second self of God, any man that would disrespect a female is an enemy of God.
Could this be the case? And was Thoth a walk-in at times, you think?
It's very possible. He could be multidimensional. I mean, he often talked about being able to go through portals into other dimensions and also visit other planets. One thing about him is that he had talked about developing these avatar bodies. So I believe that he was a physical being because he would transfer his consciousness from one avatar body to the next. So he would go into an avatar body, which is just like in the movie Avatar, unbelievably, a humanoid body, and he would walk, he said he would walk amongst men. And then while he was in that body, the other body he left, he would put in the halls of Amenti underneath the Great Pyramid in these chambers, which they just found, chambers about a mile deep underneath the Great Pyramid. They're really there. This is just recently, a recent discovery.
Yeah.
And in the halls of Amenti were these rejuvenation chambers, and he would put the body in there for 100 years while he walked amongst men and did whatever else he did. Then he would come back, and he claimed to have done this 100 times.
Now, when you go look at the longitude, latitude of Atlanta, Georgia, and where it's aligned, you'll see it's on the 33rd parallel. Well, the 33rd parallel, as our ancestors always knew, this is where your ley lines come from. The parallels are the veins of the planet. So the planet is alive. Now, if you can understand that, you can understand that this is where they're powering all their energy from. To cast certain spells to keep us in these hexes and these curses and these jinx. All right? I keep telling you, a lot of us wonder if we so powerful, how the fuck did they take this from us? Well, they did it using spells and having us curse under curses and hexing us and jinxing us. It's been a war, it's been a magic, it's been a war, it's been a magical war the whole time. They've been using light magic the whole time versus our dark magic. But the dark magic started to dim down the further we became removed from source. So that's the whole point of keeping us away from knowledge and certain like esoteric information, what they like to call the occult. Because that was their advantage, the magic. They definitely can't fuck with us physically. So how do you think they was able to dominate us? The magic.
So Umar, let me ask you, when it comes to reparations, what would you personally for you?
Reparations,
what would that look
music.
like?
All black music comes back to black people. Nobody can sell black music but black people. Nobody can record black music from black people. There's no Eminems, there's no Khaleds, there's no DJ Vlads. Nobody can exploit black music. We own all the masters. That's Michael Jackson, that's Prince, that's Biggie, that's Pac. We own all black music, period. We're the only ones who can market it, sell it, perform it, produce it, distribute it. Black music is ours. If we only had that and nothing else,
we already up.
We could build a Black Wall Street in every city off our music.
Come on.
You know, music is one of America's top exports, you know.
Yes.
Black music in particular. If we just ran black music, we could build up every black city.
Come on.
But I'm not gonna stop there. All black inventions have to revert back to us too.
This is going to be controversial, but it has to be said. At the last congressional hearing, Representative Luna asked David Grush, did he know about any agreements that were made between people in the United States government and non-human intelligence?
Eisenhower made a deal with these beings to do what? Trade human beings for technology. How does FaceTime work? Nobody really knows, right? So the first FaceTime call was in Germany, 1936. AT&T had it in 1971. Going all the way back to the first electric car, Baker Industries. This is in the 1800s. So we're talking about something that's just being recycled and rediscovered, right?
It's not time repeating itself, it's humanity repeating itself. And that ain't suspicious to nobody.
Remember something, this government knows that it walks a very thin line between democracy and revolution. Poor white people are not afraid of the U.S. government. Let's understand something. The U.S. military is no more than 500,000 people.
Okay.
No more than 500,000. It may be smaller than that. I'm talking Army, Navy, Marine Corps.
Yeah.
500,000 tops.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. They got the best weapons in the world.
Right.
But let me ask you a question.
Okay.
You got what, 350 million Americans? Maybe a little more than that.
Okay.
Most of them own more than one firearm. They don't have the weapons that the military have, but they have more weapons than the military have. Imagine if the military had to put down a domestic rebellion. Could they beat Americans on their own soil when you got to realize most Americans own more than one firearm?
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, okay.
They can arm their whole neighborhood.
Right.
If your military is only 500,000, can 500,000 beat 300 million?
You saying no?
Do you see them? It's going to be hard.